Dad is one of the most positive, optimistic men I think I've ever met in my life.
He was always caring, compassionate, and he made his mark just about anywhere he went.
Dad was always checking on the welfare of others, often neglecting his own needs.
I think the greatest quality that everyone would remember about our dad is his willingness to help other people.
Don was a dear and loving father-in-law. He was always complimenting me and telling me he was proud of how Tad and I raised Chloe.
Papa Don was certainly one of a kind. He left such an impression wherever he went and with whomever he met.
I have yet to come across a more kind-hearted and positive individual.
His faith was incredibly strong. I remember back in my junior high days and high school days when, occasionally I'd end up in the finals of a tennis tournament, and Dad would confront the tournament director because he had slated my finals to be on Sunday morning. He told the tournament director, he says, "I want you to know I'm very proud of my son for being in the finals, but he will be in church on Sunday morning."
Being at church at least 3 times a week was a huge part of our life growing up. Prayer was very much part of our everyday lives.
Dad also shared the joy of his salvation and was a great example of God's unconditional love.
Picture of Papa Don when he was a little boy, and he looks exactly like my son Eli here, who is Papa Don's great-grandson. And every time that I hear Eli laugh, I think of Papa Don because they have just kind of the same joy. Papa Don had the best laugh, and every time I see Eli's fun personality, I think of him. And I will always remember Papa Don and get to see him through Eli.
I remember Dad always being there for the grandkids, any sports event, any event they had going on. He always made a point to be there. He did not miss anything.
Whether I had a baseball game, a tennis match, or a basketball tournament, he was always there. And I knew he was there because I could always hear him cheering me on in the stands over everybody else. That was a great feeling.
Here's to Don Brown. Well, whoever knows him will never regret it. We value his friendship, and we'll never forget it.
It's a pleasure to be here, and I want to congratulate my brother on his 75th birthday. I'll be 83 73 in October. So if I forget what I'm going to say, you'll understand that it's due to my age. I was telling John a moment ago that I don't tell people how old I am, but when I was born, the Dead Sea wasn't even sick yet.
He was fair with his discipline, and I think, through the years that I've probably taught him of a lot of patience, so that helped him out later on in life.
I think what I'll remember most about Papa Don were his sayings. He would always say things like, "Don't drink your bath water," or "See in the funny paper." I didn't know what the funny papers were, but I certainly never drank my bath water, so I guess you could call it good advice.
I am so grateful for his courage, and what an example of faith.
As Dad's health started declining, I noticed he would say 2 or 3 prayers for the same meal. So I think God definitely knew this man was grateful.
Don was a very generous and giving person, always there for whoever needed help. But most of all, he loved being with his family.
In the sense of how much he loved his friends and family, how big his heart was, and how happy he was to simply be alive, Papa Don was the constant reminder to me of what's important in life and what it means to be a good person.
Probably the main thing that Dad taught me growing up was to treat everyone with kindness and respect.
I think above all else, Papa Don taught me kindness, patience, compassion, and love, really.
Knowing Don and the boys was such a blessing in my life.
He's done a lot for us, and I love him.
He's always been a wonderful dad.
I feel very blessed to have had him for a father.
He will be missed.
I'm proud to say he was my granddad, but I'm also proud to say he is and always will be my role model.